Hi, everybody. Okay, so I've been doing this lately where I have a title and it's usually someone's name because they appear in most of the episode. Um, so if you see people's names, that's why. Okay. And I know it's kind of interesting for me to use that name because I've talked about how much I don't really, I dislike the character. It takes a lot for me to get to the word hate. So I just like the character. And I think the reason why I can finally pin it down. Okay, full disclosure. This morning I saw an interview with Michael Fairman. Michael Fairman interviewed Mariel, I don't know what her last name is, and Lawrence A. Victor. And the only reason I know his name so much is because I talk about him constantly and he just says his name a lot. Okay. But I have to say, I like her speaking voice a lot better than the character's voice. That's part of it. Number two is she came on the soap opera or in the storyline in a lie, like to break up another couple so that she could prove something and so she could help Steffi. Okay, now, okay, full disclosure. I am a girl's girl. What does that mean? Means I stick up for women. I do not do anything behind somebody's back to get a man if I know that the man has a woman, a girlfriend, fiance, whatever. If I know that, I don't talk to them. I don't touch them. Nothing, because I don't do that. I don't do the shady like I'm gonna get this guy. I don't do the play games. I don't do any of that. So when somebody comes in and the person has a substantial relationship already established, and you go and muck it up, I don't like you because that's just not how you should do it. And Carter, sweetheart, I love you. I love Lawrence C. Victor. I love the character. I love it all. Okay, but honey, you are like the definition of naive. You didn't check out your girlfriend or fiance at this point, which let's talk about that too, okay? Because I think I feel like I've been given kind of the short end of the stick for a while, and it's because I thought that the courtship was a little too fast, and it's still fast, but according to some other people, it's been 6 months, so I don't know. If it's 6 months, it's a little bit better, but I just feel it's too fast. And then it's just I don't know. And Carter, you don't vet anybody. You don't check around to see like what their story is. I'm not saying to play detective, but you just ask no questions. Okay, so the reason I bring all this up is because they're planning their wedding. And according to Lawrence A. Victor himself and Muriel too, they said the storyline is going to start, the wedding is going to be on February 12th, which is Thursday. However, supposed to be, which means the whole thing about the spoilers. I talk about the spoilers every week. Okay, in the spoilers, there was secrets. Like everybody was like, secrets are gonna be revealed. Oh wow. And I'm like, okay, what are the secrets? Like what are they talking about? I didn't think about it until somebody else mentioned it again about how Daphne came into the whole thing. That's his secret because Carter doesn't know that's how she came in. Okay, that's not, he doesn't know that. He's supposed to not know that. Which is why I say if you would ask questions, you might know that. But okay. So anyway, and then let's see. Oh, the other like little storyline, although I don't think it's gonna be little. Um, Dylan, the character of Dylan, I think they're gonna have her stick around, and I think that they're gonna have her have a a way in, but not as devious as the last one, because now and I just happened to see her, I because Electra and Will were talking about it, and Will was actually the one saying, you haven't heard from Dylan in a while and you're not worried. And I'm like, oh, okay. So then that kind of keep me into, okay, we're kind of stealing again. And then within 2 minutes of that, we saw Dylan. And I kind of feel bad for him this time because, and to be honest, I don't know. Okay, I'm thinking about this stuff on the fly, which is why it takes me a second because my brain is processing everything really fast, and then I'm trying to get my thoughts together. Okay, so she came in because somebody ran into. Okay, the storyline was you're supposed to believe that somebody ran into Luna, the lovely, wonderful Lisa Yamada, and unalived her, and they didn't see the body, but everybody knows it was Luna and she's unalive. Then this chick, Dylan, comes in, and she was the art teacher for the kids, Hayes, and the group of friends. And then she's the one who happened to unalive her, although we didn't find that out for about a month. And then she comes in and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do it. It's totally an accident. Then the whole storyline with her being in her car. So sorry about that. All right. So we start off with a like fib or whatever. And then we grow into like a storyline. And then they get Ivy to kick her out because she's flirting with her, let's see, niece's boyfriend. So she's like, okay, you got to get out. And then this week they come in and she's behind, she's supposed to be waiting for the trash at El Giardino's, which is Deacon's restaurant. You know, we all know that, right? So Deke is around, and they're talking about the interaction between Taylor and Deacon, and then I guess it must have happened earlier in the episode. He heard a noise when he was taking out the trash, and then he said, "Were you looking for something to eat?" And she didn't want to act like yeah, so she kind of him hawed around it. But yeah, she's going through the garbage for food. Man, okay, you wanted to hit my nerve. You did. Poor girl. Now she's homeless and eating out of trash cans. I just didn't want her to be flirting with somebody's boyfriend. I didn't mean for you to make her like, I don't know. Jeez. Now I'm contradicting myself because I don't. Okay, I stand firm on the don't flirt with somebody else's boyfriend or partner or whatever you want to call it, okay? But you don't have to have the girl eating out of a trash can. Oh, man. And I know it's all staged. She's not actually eating out of it. I get it, but like it's really real. It seems really real, so kudos to the actress because I really believe that what you said was going on was going on. So kudos. But wow. Yeah, now I'm interested to see what happens with this girl, Dylan. I'm gonna remember the name now, Dylan. Although Dylan, it looks like now I may be wrong about this. This is a complete guess here, but it looks like they're maybe gonna partner Dylan with Will. Only it's not gonna be shady this time because um, Electra and Will were in the same room, and she was talking about a earring she wanted to do or whatever. So she said a ballerina style, whatever. Which I'm a female, yes. but I don't know anything about jewelry, so I don't know what she's talking about. But when she said ballerina, it went into a flashback where Will was remembering when Dylan was doing the dance move for him. Remember, she said, I can dance. And then he says, I want proof. And then she did the ballerina move. Remember that? So that was a flashback that he had. So it might be that he's interested in her, but I think it's going to be a slow burn. I hope it's going to be a slow burn. A little bit. Like, don't give me two slow burns at the same time. Okay? Don't give me Deacon and Taylor the slow burn, and this is a slow burn. But I'm just saying, make it more natural. Like, not organic. I know everything can't be organic, but make it as organic as possible. So it's not like, oh yeah. But now I'm rooting for this girl, Dylan. I really feel bad for her. All right. Bye, guys.